Before I start this video, I want to thank everybody that like, comment, share, and subscribe. I see it. God see it. Blessings to you in your situations. Just in case you don't make it to the end of the video, I wanted to thank you now. Thank you. And I mean that.
1984. The AIDS crisis is in full swing. There's no way I'm jumping on this bed. Like, you guys have fun. Knock yourself out. I'm going to go over here and look at something else. And I'm standing there talking to this guy. And he kind of looks like he's just alone and not quite sure what to think either. So I come up and strike up a conversation with him. Now, let's go back to me being 13 years old. When I was 13 years old, I was at a sleepover one night. And I got up about 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom and get a drink of water. And I saw this guy walking through the house. Never seen him before or since. But he's wearing a tuxedo, top hat, had a wand in his hands, and corpse paint on his face. He looked like a member of KISS wearing a tuxedo. And I was like, that is the coolest look ever. I don't know what that is, but I like it. And he looks at me, sees me, winks at me, keeps going. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I go to the bathroom, get my water, go back to bed. Next day, I approached somebody and I said, hey, I saw a guy here last night in a tuxedo with paint on his face. He looked like a member of KISS wearing a tuxedo. Who was that? He goes, you dreamed that. What? You dreamed that. That didn't happen. Oh. So now my coven's lying to me. No problem. I'll just lock that away somewhere in here. And one day I'll find out who that was.
So now we go back to the party.
Well, I'm at the party. I'm 18 years old. And similar look, not the same guy, but a similar look walks past me. Tuxedo, top hat, wand in his hand, corpse paint in his face. And I grabbed this guy and I was like, who is that? What is that? How can I do that? And he was like, well, who ran your coven? I said, we had a huge coven, 125 to 150 members at any given time. And we're run by 13 high priests and priestesses. And the mage does the official magic. The mage wears the red robe. And he goes, okay. He says, well, we have 1.1 million members worldwide. And we're run by a CEO and board of directors. And the high wizard does the official magic. That was the high wizard. And I was like, whoa, how can I do that? You have to get the devil's attention. It's said that the devil handpicks the high wizard. So, and I was like, how do I get his attention? He goes, I don't know. I'm not a high wizard. So
this guy was one of the most powerful wizards on the planet.
I knew that I had to get tied in with the high wizards. I know that abortion is what the devil wants. So I know abortion will get the devil's attention. So I decided that I was going to get tied in with the abortion group, let them know that I used to do them with my previous coven, and start getting in with them and doing as many as I can do. So I managed to do about 5 or 6 of them over the next few years, like 2 or 3 years. And I got to talk with some of the high wizards. And I told them that I wanted to be a high wizard. And they asked me why. And I said, well, I've been practicing magic since I was 10. I verified that it worked at 10. I then joined a satanic coven and became the mage. So I wore a red robe with a black inverted pentagram. And I did that from 13 to 18. And then I went in search of this coven. And I said, I saw a high wizard when I was 13 years old, but I didn't know that's what I was looking at. And since I figured out that's what you are, I would love to do your job. Just because I hear you guys practice magic all the time, and I love magic, and I'm good at it. And he goes, well, if you're going to be the high wizard, you got to be good at it. You have to have at least 90% accuracy.
Before we continue, can you explain what that is, the success rate, and how that's calculated?
Once you do a magic spell, all stats are kept by the World Church of Satan in the office. There's people that follow your stats exact. You have 90 days for...
Okay, listen to him, because this is very important. If you're being gang stalked, if you're under spiritual warfare, if you're battling witches and warlocks, sorcerers, this is why they go so hard. And if the magic don't hit, then they get scared. They get terrified. I mean, everything is being recorded. Just listen. Just listen.
For spell to work. So let's say I did a spell for you, and you paid my coven $100,000 for you to make $10 million, which may not be entered as $10 million. It may be just entered as a large sum of money. I have 90 days for that spell to work. Well, let's say, though, that it takes 91 days. On the 91st day, you get $10 million. I failed at my magic. That goes against me because it took 91 days instead of 90.
So this counts as a failure. Is not even, you don't get like half points because it came after.
Right.
This is total failure.
Total failure. Now, see, by the same token, if it works in one day, you don't get extra credit either. You get, it was successful. Now, the only difference is, let's say that we do a spell that's going to take place in 5 years or 10 years or at an undetermined place in the distant future. You get credit for those spells. They say it's not fair that it go against you just because it's going to be at maybe 20 years in the future. No one's going to watch that spell to see if it ever worked or not.
Right.
They don't care if it works. But if you're willing to go take a chance and do something that may or may not work, then they're willing to pad your stats with it.
Okay, so let's go back because we're back in the story, and at that time you're not a high wizard yet. You talked to High Wizard, and he told you that you needed at least a 90% accuracy rate. And then I don't know how long, like what the span of time was, but one day you get a letter from the board of director of the World Church of Satan, which is the church that you went to with the big party, and you get a letter from them in the mail. What was your reaction to that?
Shit, to be honest, I might be afraid. You never know what these people are up to.
Well, it's not just people that are being invited to be the High Wizard that get those. Sometimes you get one of those because you did something wrong and you brought shame or a scrutinizing eye upon the ministry, and they didn't want that scrutinizing eye. And some people show up and they're never seen or heard from again. And then I get this letter in the mail, postcard actually, and I thought, what if this isn't good news? So I went to my local gun store, and in Florida, there's a 2-week cooling off period to buy a handgun. That's almost exactly the time I needed. I picked out a 9mm 6 hour and about 10 additional clips and about 200 rounds of ammo and a clip belt. So I show up for my meeting, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know, is this going to be a good event? Am I going to be shot? I didn't want anyone to be able to get behind me. And luckily, that they issued me in, and They ushered me into this room, and it was this big plush leather chair, and it was pushed up against the wall. So no one's going to get behind me. And they set me down, and there's the entire board of directors isn't there, but the CEO was there. And we're talking, and he says, basically, in a nutshell, Satan has chosen you to be the next High Wizard. And my heart skipped a beat, and I was like, really? Why? And they just brushed over that. They didn't say why or how. They gave me...
Probably because he killed so many babies. Remember, he was performing abortions. Planned Parenthood. I wonder, is Planned Parenthood owned by people who's in these cults?
This light blue book, and it was called the High Wizard Handbook. And it's just a bunch of drawings. So on the cover is a picture of a High Wizard that's been drawn. And then you open it up, the first page, it says, no one can tell you what to do. And that was like my favorite day. I was like, no one?
Kind of like, do as thy wilt, do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it.
He said, look, once you're the High Wizard, it's up to you whether you do the magic spell or not. We may come to you and say, somebody paid us $1 million. Here's the spell. You can look at it, decide whether you're going to do it or not. You don't have to do it. There's 9 others of you guys. And there's between 2 and 5 in the world. The number could be as low as 1 or as high as 10.
So Satan picked you to be one of the 10 or however many number, but maximum of 10 High Wizards in the world. And from what I understand, these, in terms of on this planet, these are the 10 most powerful people on Earth, right? Pretty much.
Magically speaking, yes. And, these guys are sought after by everyone. Actors, rock stars, kings, queens, presidents, diplomats. Everybody that wants a magic spell and knows that they can get one from somebody that is reputable and it works. I mean, if you really want to spend $200 on a spell on eBay, you can do that if you want to. You have no guarantee that's going to work. Our work isn't exactly 100% ironclad. I mean, you may ask for $1 million and get 100,000, but you got something. 100,000 is better than 0 you're going to get on eBay.
And so you become the High Wizard. Satan handpicks you.
So basically, all the rich people believe in magic. Because he said that celebrities, kings, politicians, entertainers, they look for these 10 high wizards. I know they make a lot of money, man.
And that's when we get into the Illuminati and Bohemian Grove and Bilderberg Group.
My first month, I was chosen almost on my 21st birthday. And it was a few days later, I found myself in Bohemian Grove. Now, when I heard I was going, I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to take me to a bar that's called the Bohemian Grove. Like, is it a real place? Is this like a restaurant in Dubuque, Iowa or something? I have no idea. And then, I ended up, the plane lands in California. And then we landed in San Francisco. And we went to, I think it's in Monterey. And, it's like 2,600 acres of redwood trees. Like, this does not sound exciting. Uh-huh. And my first day, I'm dressed. I travel with a makeup artist, and she also gets me dressed. And if you're female, you're not really supposed to be there. So my makeup artist is a female. Some of the wait staff are females, and they all have to sign non-disclosure agreements.
This guy's saying he knows for a fact that billionaires actually eat real mermaids. Check this out, y'all.
No, there's certain videos circulating around on TikTok talking about elites eating mermaids, and I just want to make this very clear, okay? Mermaids do in fact exist. First of all, you have to understand that certain elites, let's just say, aren't like us underneath their, let's just say, costume. But aside from that, if you have the balls and confidence and a team that just so happens to have some soundproof equipment, as dumb as that may sound, you can actually hunt them in some areas of the ocean. The only reason that you don't know about shit like this is because you don't explore areas of the internet outside of just Googling shit, okay? There's certain groups on Telegram, especially on the dark web, and I'm so serious right now, with fishermen that come from certain coastlines, and this can range anywhere from California all the way to Australia. They're literally all over the world. And they'll talk about not only catching them, but post their weight, their size, their length, their colored hair. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes into this. They even post pictures. They even posted them on TikTok, but people don't believe that they're real most of the time. And announce out in the open, sometimes announcing that they're actually hunted down by the FBI, CIA, whatever it may be, that they deliver them to people that have a shit ton of fucking money. There's actually some hot spots in the United States. For example, if you go to the very end of Virginia Beach around 3 to 4 a.m., which I still hear stories on a monthly basis of people being taken out into the ocean by them, but regardless, you might see some sketchy ass looking people. Just know that there's a lot of aspects of this reality, including mermaids and cryptids even, that exist, but you just don't know about.
This guy.
This is Celine Dion. This is her Instagram. This is her looking haggard as fuck. And some more. Look at that haggard shit. These are all a little bit more recent. Now, as you know, people are saying that she is manifesting, representing, displaying symptoms of multiple sclerosis or ALS, something neurological that they just fucking made up. No. What she has is transmissible spongiform encephalopathies. Encephalopathies, that's transmissible. How? Transmitted through acquired from consuming human brain tissue. Yes, this bitch be eating human brains.
Yeah. This has to be fake, but it looks cool.
This video is going viral right now on Twitter. It's out of China, and this woman is trying to get out of her neighborhood, which you need facial recognition for, and it's not working, so she can't leave. Of course, she could jump over like the bollards, but there's a billion cameras all over the place, which would surely catch her and get her in big trouble, but the camera system wasn't working. Now, did George Orwell know this stuff was coming around the corner by chance, or did he have a vision or was foretold what the future would entail? Because this is absolutely wild. This video is going viral.
Does the government have fake towns and grocery stores set up around the country?
Yes.
Look at this shit.
This doesn't make any sense.
Look at this shit, bro. Look at all these fucking cars.
The parking lot is packed out. Watch.
I'm gonna show you guys something. Look,
Nobody's in the store.
Nobody in here, bro. Look, there's not even a line. There's nobody in the aisles, bro. Look at this shit. How do you explain all fucking 50 cars out there, bro? And this store is empty. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Stay weird, y'all.
This shit is crazy.
If I don't cook it, I'm not eating it.
Me off. Cause what?
If I don't cook it, I'm not eating. Nope. I'm turning from that shit.
There's a building that is strategically designed to make you forget. There are no clocks, no windows. The lighting never changes. Every hallway curves just enough so you can't see the exit from where you're standing. The sounds are engineered. Coins falling, bells ringing. Not because people are winning, but because the sound of winning keeps everyone playing. This is the casino. But what you didn't know is that you're inside one right now. Variable reward, infinite scroll, autoplay. These aren't features. They're psychological tactics borrowed from slot machines. Today's casino fits in your pocket, but the business model's the same. The longer you stay, the more money they make. Your attention's the product, but the house always wins. How long have you been playing today? There's a
This could be AI. I don't know.
Have y'all seen a video where the man went to 5 and below and tested all the cups, and only the cups that had black girl magic on it, or girls with afro, or anything to do with Black History Month, those were the only cups that had lead in them?
Yeah. I thought that 5 Below was going to be the first one not to have any lead, but I was wrong. Black girl magic, more like green girl magic. Definitely has enough to glow, but it seems like it's only, wow.
Have y'all seen a video where the man went...
Check this out. This guy was convinced 23andMe wasn't legit, so he decided to take some of the saliva from his lizard and send in some lizard DNA. Just try it out. See what 23andMe comes back with. And you would be shocked. It comes back with a makeup of 40% Iranian, Caucasian, 6% that, you know, whatever, all the different percentages showing all the different places that you'd come from, even like what kind of food you'd like, what area you've come from. This is a lizard. It's a lizard.
Epstein.
The new technologies is going to be put on the 6-7 system because G is the 7th letter. So it's literally the 6-7 system being activated. The new technologies is going to be put on the 6-7 system because G.
Oh, hell no. Is this real? They got French fry
Ain't no way
pills.
you got motherfucking French fry capsules out this motherfucker. And no, I know what you're thinking. This is not AI. They got legit French fry capsules. Boy, I looked this shit up. There's hella videos of these motherfuckers with these French fry capsules. This is some other shit. This some Star Trek Next Generation shit. What in the fuck? How you even do that? I've never seen no shit like that before. You put a capsule in grease, next thing you know, fries just start popping out the motherfucker. Damn.
I wonder, have we ate some?
Nope. I don't want no parts of it, dog. I don't want no motherfucking parts. You can keep your motherfucking capsule French fries to your motherfucking self. I'll take real deal potatoes.
Right.
Real deal potatoes, preferably Idaho potatoes, because cannibalism is illegal there in Idaho. So I'll take their shit. I'll take their shit. You can keep all that other shit. You can keep your capsule fries. You can keep all that unorganic ass fries. You can keep all that shit to your motherfucking self. I don't want no motherfucking parts. And that's...
Let me get this straight. The powers that be all over the news is telling young black America that the rich are eating children. So the kids in the Bronx just decide out of nowhere to rebel and tear down the whole co-op city, Bay Plaza. Meanwhile, the adults is going to work like normal. The kids are reacting bad while the adults are on their best behavior. But the kids are being hunted and eaten. The kids are being hunted and eaten by the elite. And the adults is still going to work. But the adults is wondering why the kids is tearing down the Bronx. Shouldn't adults be tearing shit down? Shouldn't the adults be tearing shit down? Y'all on your best behavior and wondering why the kids is acting out? It's the kids that's being eaten.
The truth about Halloween. Halloween is the highest day on the satanic calendar. It is the most probably important day on the satanic calendar. It's considered a high day. It is also the night of the year where there is the most human sacrifice on the whole planet. So if we look at it in a, let's call it the popular culture aspect first. So many people think Halloween is about candy and it's about dress up, but they don't question the meaning behind it. So let's say, for instance, in a neighborhood or an area, there's homes that celebrate Halloween, where they put up the decorations and they do the pumpkins and they do the candles and the candy, those things, right? And it's fun. Let's say in a neighborhood, there is houses that do that. So that whole perimeter becomes one big satanic ritual for that whole neighborhood.
Wait. So you're telling me, because I've got them already up, it's September, there's skeletons, there's creepy stuff in our neighborhood already. So you're saying my neighborhood right now is cooked? Like, what are you saying there?
So I'm saying that in a neighborhood or a area perimeter where there is a few homes, that is already a set up as in terms of a hotspot for demonic activity. And anybody, whether they're Christian or non-Christian, that have open doors, that moves or lives in a neighborhood like that will be affected. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what do we do as Christians?
So, firstly, we make sure that we are in righteous standing with God, that we do not have any hidden sin or open doors in our life, that we are in a righteous covenant with Him. So if we can get there, that is a very good place to start. And then it is about praying, like being in serious prayer, that people who celebrate Halloween, whether they're being a Satanist or an atheist or someone having fun, that whilst they're doing that they will actually have a true encounter with Christ.